It's a limp shifter. What's up, everybody? It's your host, Monkey Mike, back again. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. This is Monkey Wrenching, and this is a channel where I just do a bunch of random crap. And today I'm actually doing something really, really cool, in my opinion. So my homie sent me a package, and if you can see there, he sent it from Big Baby Chips to Michelangelo Layton. If you haven't figured out who I am yet, you can go check my Instagram. It's monkey.wrenching. My name's on there. I'm not hiding. But he also wrote on there that it's not drugs. So I'm very happy to hear that the post office people knew that wasn't drugs. He's a funny guy. Anyways, this is from my homie Radical Rory, aka Big Baby Chips. And he sent me this awesome... Try that again. He sent me this awesome potential shifter for the Miata. And in order to use it for the Miata, we have to... This is the shifter off of it that you watched me take off. Oh, come on. Did I really put it on that tight? Almost. Woo! Okay, so this is the shifter that y'all watched me take off the Miata to take the trans out. And as you can see, I had cut it down a little bit shorter. I'm kind of wishing I would have left a little bit more thread on there, but that's not that big of a deal. And this here is actually a tap, like for beer, you know, like put it on there and it's tap handle. He did polish it up. It looks really, really freaking good. He had a whole bunch of them that he asked me which one I wanted. This is the one that I picked. And I gotta say, I'm super, super duper duper stoked. This thing is savage. Really, I don't think it does justice seeing it on the video here, but I really like, you know, I'm big into fishing. I like water, boats, and stuff like that, and so it's just kind of neat for me. And being where I live is pretty much landlocked. I mean, we do have the lakes that are just down the road, but it's, you know, it's a good 40-minute drive. And the half of the spirit of this car and something that I'm going to be doing is not just taking it to drift events, but I'm also going to drive it to go fishing, because why not? It'll be funny. Drift and fishing car. Anyways, so with that said, in order to fit the tap onto this is M10 by 125, and I have a tap set deal thing, as you can see, says metric, okay? And this is the M10 by 125. Can you see it? Yep, you can see it right there. Okay, so all I did is I centered it the best I could. It's barely even in there. In fact, it's not actually centered. If you're looking at it straight on, you can see it's not centered. Hopefully it'll center itself. If not, I'll figure it out. This is what I'm doing. So I'm going to sit you guys down. I don't know if I'll time lapse it or if I'll just show you. I mean, it really is simple. It's tapping a bolt. You know, you go a little bit and then back and then a little bit more and back. And you want to spray some lube in there, use some grease. I like to use grease, though it does get a little messy. It's better than the lube stuff because it just kind of runs everywhere. So I'll probably put a little bit of grease here on the actual tap itself, and then I'll get at it. So give me just a sec to get set up. I'll put the camera somewhere, maybe record a little bit, maybe not. Probably just show you what it's like after I'm done, but we'll see. All right, so as you can see here, I just got some Molly lube. We'll go ahead and pull this guy out. You'll see what I mean by it's really just barely even in there. Oh, hey, look at that. That comes out up at the top here. Interesting. Well, that changes everything. And it looks like that's actually stripped out. Yeah, look at that. Can you see it? There we go. It's hard to see on the camera here, but these inner threads here are all flattened. So set this aside. Hopefully, maybe we can do this without beating anything up too bad. You can see where there's a little bit of a mark where it looks like it got grabbed in here as well. Oh, there we go. Got it. Yeah, see, it really wasn't in there that much. Just the tip. And that's all we're going to do as far as lube's concerned. Just the tip, because you don't need to do any more than that. Even that's probably egregious. I think I'm going to go ahead and stick this back in, mainly so that we know how far we can tap down. Because you don't want to tap it all the way and then, you know, cause a problem. So just center it again the best we can. some lube away because we're not going to need any more of that. It's just in the way at the moment. I'll end up getting it all over myself. Okay. Make sure this guy's nice and tight. Toy, like a toiga. And I guess we'll hold this down here so we can put some pressure on it. There we go. Again, it's just kind of getting past this part because we're hogging it out a little bit. But I want to let the tap remove all the material the best I can. Yeah, I'm just... Alright, so I found a bolt that fits in the backside here. And this is actually what I'm going to use. That way I'm not scarring up that one. As you can see, it does go too far down. So here's the contraption I have rigged up at the moment. I believe this was something that had to do with a stud going in it. So this may have been from Leroy. I'm pretty sure actually this is from Leroy. And this was what was supposed to be part of that spacer stud kit deal. So you put one of the carb studs in here and then it would raise it out. Well, that happened to have the same standard, which I believe is 3/8. I didn't check, but I believe that little one there is 3/8, and which threaded into the bottom. And then I used a random spacer that I had from the seat install. So this came out of the random racing seat that I stuck in the Miata. It's a random bolt, I'm guessing again, or nut, I'm guessing again 3/8. And then I just used it to tighten against it. And that's really all I did to remedy this situation. And you just see we go a little turn there, a little turn, get a little turn, and then I just let it calm down for a minute because that way I don't want it to get too terribly hot. And you can see there, metal shavings coming out. And before we know it, we'll have this thing ready to go. Because eventually, one of these is going to have to come out. So, what's happening here? Did we already tap it out already? I sure hope not. Again, I just don't want to pull these too far out. Oh no, we still have a little ways to go. Oh, don't break inside there. Come on now. Alright, so now I need to find a way to get that. I think I should have drilled it out more. That's really all that's happening here. Maybe we might need to wrap this and squeeze it. Again, I'm trying really hard not to mess this part up, but since we know we have this threaded here, worst come to worst, I could find something that's going to be M10 and go from there. Be right back, I guess. Alright, so here we are. I ended up using the vice grips, which I regret doing, but it's kind of whatever. I can always clean this piece up. It won't be hard to, put some sort of putty or something to that effect and spray it, shine it up, or paint it, make it some sort of neat color. I mean, I could even replace it. It's not really that big a deal. This is the first time I've done this, so it's just kind of something to figure out. You likely could wrap something around this and maybe get a bite on there without indenting it. I already scratched it up a little bit trying to grab onto it. Again, I'm not really that worried about it. As long as I didn't gouge it too terribly bad. It's really not that hard to fill and paint and clean up. So that's okay. But we are completely tapped out. As you can see in there, it's about as far down as we can get it safely. So we'll give this a little test fit. If I'm correct, this will hit the tap before it actually goes in all the way. Yeah, see right there? That's already hitting the tap. because it come out and it goes in. So it's good to know we have already exceeded our limit as far as the tap goes. We can just go ahead and pull this sucker out now. And you can see it did thread quite a bit, so I think we're gonna get a good bite. Man, I did kind of gouge that up, didn't I? Oops. Oh well. So let's go ahead, thread this sucker in, and see exactly what happens. Should just thread in the rest of the way as far as the top goes too, because this will bottom out somewhere about right there. Just hold that and see that starts to thread in the rest of the way. Bam. Oh, that's awesome. That is, tighten that down a bit more. So that's about how it would sit. Oh, that's perfect. Well, let's go take it over to the shifter. Shifter is uninstalled, but we can still screw this base piece in right there, and we can get an idea of what it's going to look like. Let's go do that. So here we are with our tap handle all installed on our shifter here. Just going to go ahead and thread this sucker on. Hopefully I got it on straight. That would suck if it was on crooked. All right, so here it is. Oh man, that is awesome. That is so cool. It takes barely any effort at all to shift this now. Oh, it's buttery smooth. Oh, that is awesome. The fifth gear, yeah, it needs a little effort to get over into fifth, but man, I mean, it's just, I could pull it down with my pinky if the trans was actually stable. That is cool. And look at it. Just look at it. I love it. Absolutely love it. I need to clean it back up because my dirty hands kind of, you know, stroke it. Stroke it. Clean it up. Dude. Well, guys, there you have it. That's how you turn your tap handle into a shift knob. And this is actually going to work really, really well because now I've actually got, like, you know, the high-rise type shifter. So when we're banging through gears, and it's nice and sturdy too. I mean, really, really sturdy. And you really can't even see the little gouges I put in there. You know, I'm sure I'll clean it up. Who knows? Man, that's cool though. That is super cool. I just want to play with it. All right, then. Get this thing taken back. Well, I guess we could just leave it on there for right now, can't we? We'll have to adapt that for when we do the motor swap. I hope you guys are excited for the motor swap because I know I am. It's never been done in the history of this car that I know of, that I can find documentation of. And if you haven't been able to tell by the Subaru and the other things that I do, you know, big old stupid Dookie Rango, and I like to do things that not a whole lot of people have done. It just makes it more fun. It's really boring. You drive down the road and you see everybody's got the same thing you do and it's already all done up and you could just go buy all the parts, and I think that's boring. I like to kind of make it myself. Well, the Rango's not a great example. And Miata drift car, well, this is my version of it. So I'm pretty stoked. This is awesome. And yeah. Thanks to my homie, Radical Rory. Y'all go check him out. He'll be uploading some stuff soon. He's on Instagram as well as on YouTube. So check him out, please. So it's like one of my best friends in the world. So love you, dude. Thanks if you're watching, man. Peace.